Hello, hello. Happy Thursday for anyone tuning in live. So tonight I am making a dreamy almond hot chocolate. I am so excited to share this recipe with you because it's one of my favorites. I crave chocolate all the time. During my pregnancy, I craved chocolate literally every single day. I would eat a huge bar. Let's see if I have it here. This Hue Kitchen mint hot chocolate bar was my go-to during pregnancy. I was obsessed. But in any case, even since my pregnancy, to curb my craving and limit my consumption of chocolate bars, I've decided that a great way to satiate your chocolate craving is to make your own hot chocolate. And most hot chocolates that you find at a nearby cafe or a store is made with cane sugar. I try to avoid cane sugar as much as possible. I prefer less refined sugars like maple sugar, maple syrup, honey, date sugar, or even coconut palm sugar. So today I'm going to show you how to make a dreamy almond hot chocolate using almond milk, raw cacao, maple syrup, a little bit of almond extract, and a secret ingredient to bring out the sweetness as well, sea salt. Okay, so what you need is you need a pan. You need either almond milk, coconut milk. Even you could do it with water. It becomes really watery though. I love my hot chocolate, my smoothies, even ice cream, like super creamy. So I really like using full on almond milk, full fat coconut milk, as opposed to water, but you could absolutely use water. And then in terms of a sweetener, today we are using maple syrup. And then as your base for the actual chocolate, you're gonna be using raw cacao powder. And to bring out that almond flavor, and by the way, this is totally unnecessary because I feel like you probably don't have this ingredient at home, almond extract. You could also use vanilla extract. You could use mint extract to make it a mint chocolate, hot chocolate. But today we're going to be making it almond hot chocolate. I love the flavor of almond. It just brings out like this nutty flavor, and I love drinking it in the winter. Okay, so what you need, I have pre-poured some almond milk. I'm using unsweetened almond milk, and I pour it right into the pan. I'm doing it not in front of my stove right now, and I'm not gonna be turning on my stove just yet, just so I could show it to you in front of the camera. So first I pour in about 1 3/4 cups of almond milk. And that's pretty much like the standard size cup. I like to fill it up all the way, and you'll see I'm gonna be using a great tool to really froth it up, like a latte or a cappuccino, to really, really give it that like rich, delicious, indulgent, warm drink treat. Then we're going to be using 1 tablespoon of raw cacao powder, 1 tablespoon or more of maple syrup. Right now I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons. I am craving something sweet and I want it super sweet, but if you don't like it sweet, just use 1 tablespoon. And that should be enough of sweetness. And then I'm using 1/2 teaspoon of the almond extract. Again, you do not need the almond extract. You could also use vanilla extract if you have that. I love the nutty flavor that it gives the hot chocolate. And it also makes it really different too. All right, so right now I'm gonna be putting it on my stove, and I'm going to heat it up for approximately 2 minutes on medium heat until it really, really warms up. So you're gonna do like a light boil. Right when it starts to sizzle, that's when you wanna take it off the heat, and that's when I'm going to start frothing. So any questions so far while we are waiting for the hot chocolate to heat up over here? And I'll show you what it looks like. I haven't even stirred it yet. I kind of just leave it as that. Or you can absolutely stir it with a spoon or even your frother right now. Any questions? Any questions so far? No questions. Okay, so as I mentioned before, instead of almond milk, I like to, hi Michelle, is this your hot chocolate recipe? It is. This is my almond hot chocolate recipe. So instead of almond milk, you can absolutely use coconut milk. I actually use it straight from the can. Coconut milk from the can is delicious. I opt for full fat because that will give you the creamiest hot chocolate ever. Super indulgent, super rich. That's actually my favorite, but I don't have any in my pantry today. And when I look for coconut milks in a can, I always look for BPA free, and I always try to get organic as well. Looking for cacao powder, I always try to get organic, and on this one it doesn't say raw, but usually it will say raw cacao powder. It can also say raw cocoa powder, but just make sure that the ingredients is just cocoa. As you could see, certified organic cocoa. No added sweeteners, no added anything. Then I'm using pure maple syrup. This one is from Trader Joe's because it was the only thing I have on hand, but I do love buying local maple syrup from like my farmer's market. So if you do have that option, I would definitely suggest it. Maple syrup that's made locally is just so delicious. Then I'm using almond extract from Simply Organic, which is delicious. There are so many other extracts out there. Just make sure that there is no added sweetener to it. All right, let's see how this hot chocolate's doing. It's not sizzling just yet. I will show you. It takes about a little over 2 minutes for it to start sizzling. And I take it right off because I don't like it to boil, because I like to drink it right away. And if it's boiling water, then I'm not going to be drinking it. I'm not going to be able to drink it right away. You are rocking the lives. Thanks, Michelle. Any questions while we are waiting for the hot chocolate to sizzle? No questions yet. Okay. So I also just wanted to note that I love adding sea salt to my hot chocolate. I know it sounds crazy, but salt with chocolate is just like such a delicious mix of flavors. And the reason why a lot of bakers add salt to their baking recipes is that it actually adds, maybe for other scientific reasons in terms of like the rising of the flours, but it also brings out the sweetness. So if you are making any sweet recipe and you don't want to use as much sugar, you can add a tiny bit of sea salt and that will bring out the sweetness. It just brings out a lot of flavor. All right, so it's starting to sizzle, as you could see here. And so this is going to be the time that I actually start frothing. So here I am using can you see it? Aero Latte frother. I love using, let's see if I could do this. I don't have a tripod. And obviously I don't have my assistant here either, Gemma, to help me. Okay, so here we go. It's sizzling, so I'm actually going to turn the heat off. And this is the time when I start frothing. So holding the frother in the liquid, you don't want to take it out of the liquid, otherwise it's going to splash all over. So keeping it in the liquid, you're just going to slowly stir it and froth it around. There we go. And see how it's bubbling and frothing? So what this does is it makes it a little bit thicker, and it just creates this delicious, beautiful froth on top, which I so love in my teas and I don't really drink coffee, but if I were to drink a coffee latte, it would be super, super frothy. How delicious does that look? Woo! All right, so now we are going to pour it in my cute mug. And there are definitely other ways to do this, but this is my favorite way, and I always look for simple hacks. I love this mug because it has a little lip on it. Lips. Okay, pouring it in. I mean, perfect amount to the drop. So that's, again, 1 3/4 cups of almond milk, of liquid, and then you could take the leftover froth and just using a spoon, you could just place a little on top. And then of course, if you want, you could also add a little sprinkle of sea salt right on the top, or you could add it inside. I like doing it at the end just in case my guests don't like sea salt. There we go. Sprinkle it in, and to top it off, because I like things to look pretty and gourmet, especially if it's a quick recipe, I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of cacao powder right on top. And this makes a delicious, beautiful, dreamy, delicious hot chocolate. How's that? So I hope that this makes you start to crave delicious hot chocolate. I hope you make this at your home yourself. If you have any questions, comment below in the next 30 seconds and I will answer it. Otherwise, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Cheers. So creamy and delicious. By the way, you could also do 50% almond milk, 50% water, but I like it super, super creamy. So if you are just tuning in, this is my Be Well with Ariel healthified hot chocolate, almond hot chocolate, my healthified dreamy almond hot chocolate. And I've used unsweetened almond milk, raw cacao powder, a little bit of maple syrup, a little bit of almond extract, unnecessary but delicious, and a sprinkle of sea salt. And voila, delicious and craveable, and it's going to satiate my taste buds. Have a great afternoon, everyone.